Hey, it's Todd Ault, and this is Risk On. I'm with my partner, Jason Bartholomew. Although I'm not with Jason, I'm in New York City, and Jason is in Las Vegas, Nevada, at our headquarters, where we're building our new studio. Today's Risk On is the 14th episode of what may be the greatest show ever about risk. That's a forward-looking statement. It also may not be the greatest show. That's what happens when you trade stocks. It's February 19th, 2021. And Jason, the rock and roll continues with crypto. Over 56,000 on Bitcoin. What in the hell is going on?
You know, I texted you last night. I was like, I got a bad feeling about today. I just thought the market was going to be pretty much overall red, and it reversed while I was sleeping. And here we are, 56,000 Bitcoin, almost 2,000 Ethereum. That's just crazy.
I know you did cost us a little money because this morning when Riot, which we were long yesterday, the audience knows that, was up 9. I said, well, I'll take a profit because Jason thought the market was going to get red. I also sold that Palantir, PLTR. That rocked for us, but yeah. I don't blame you because I make my own decisions. However, did I think it was going to 56,000 a day? No chance. The market continues to climb a wall of incredible euphoria and liquidity. I think the large cappers aren't performing as well, but Riot, Mara, what happened to you? What did you see in the crypto space at all?
You know, I saw the, I've got Riot right here. I'd like to look at that. It seems like we're talking about it every day, but how can you not talk about it? Intraday, it looked like 77.20. Where did you sell? You sold early, right?
I sold about, I believe, 74.
Okay.
Give or take, but it was a remarkable day. When I look at Riot, I think to myself, this is it's just an amazing story.
Did it hit 5 billion market cap?
I don't know if I will check that, but I know that today, and the big story really is that the market cap of Bitcoin, the 1 trillion mark, the rare 1 trillion mark.
Amazing. And you had your friend on yesterday. We were just talking about that, and here it is, 1 trillion.
$1 trillion. $1 trillion.
You know, that's not even half of what they want to give away in this COVID package. So that just puts it into perspective.
Right. I mean, we're looking at Riot, close to 5 billion in market cap, and what you consider to be a mass adoption of the digital stored value, and that is Bitcoin. This is a tidal wave.
Let me ask you something about what you think about this. Do you think Riot will do another capital raise here in this position for some more miners? They've got spots up there.
I think they got to be. I think you're going to wake up to a $500 million shelf. These guys could raise 10% of their market cap in one day.
Yeah.
And with the liquidity they have, I can't imagine that they're not already, planning or have done so. So it's an incredible story. Hey, listen, let's not forget the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ.
Yeah, you're right.
Want to give a market update. This is the weekend edition. We're headed into the weekend. February 19th, and I was snowed in today. Couldn't fly out of JFK. And it looks like if the snow continues outside, it may be tomorrow, too. I don't know.
Did you partake in any of the, like Uber Eats and DoorDash or anything? How did you get food today?
I've been ordering DoorDash with my wife, and we actually went out to a nice breakfast at the Gramercy Kitchen today in New York City. Did a little shopping. It was a wonderful day.
Nice.
I had a great night last night. Ate at a place called Ben and Jack's, which is a great steakhouse. As you know me, I never miss a meal. Right, Josh? So a good day, a lot of productive day.
Good.
Very productive for the reason I came out here.
Good.
But let's cover the market real quick because we haven't given people an update.
Yeah, no problem. So the Dow Jones actually finished dead even today, 31,494. I think it was up like 0.76 points. The NASDAQ was up 9, 13,874, and the S&P was down 7 points, 3906. Bitcoin, which we touched on, 56,000, and Ethereum is 1967, give or take. Oil retreated down 2.5% to $59 a barrel. down $1.53. Gold was up 5 to 17.80, and silver was up 19 cents to $27.27. I want to add one other commodity to the report, and that's copper. Copper at a 9-year high, cresting over $4 a pound, $4.06. And the reason I bring that up is simply because of the this administration is very bullish on green tech, electrification of America, and copper has a big role in that. So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention.
If you could take a look at the GE chart, I'd like to see what you think of it, Jason. I know for the audience, I'm actually calling Jason on the spot. This was not a prearranged conversation. Jason, I want to know whether you'd go long or short.
Got it right
GE.
here. All right, $12. Let's look at the 1 year.
Would you go long or short GE?
This is a ticker I don't normally follow. This is not financial advice, but it looks like I would go long on this ticker. Let's look.
That's excellent, because at the close, I bought 20,000 shares of GE into the close at 1201.
Yeah.
1201 and a half is my average. And if you look at the 1 year chart,
yeah, I'm pulling it up.
6 month chart, you see that this thing is gaining some momentum, and GE, the new CEO that's been there for a while, who's a big shareholder, seems like he's turning this around. At least the market's telling you that.
Yeah, I like it for sure. So
Yeah.
That's good. Okay.
Yes, I'm long GE. That's not a recommendation for anyone. Do your own homework.
Yeah.
But I am long. What did you buy or sell today, Jason?
Well, I wanted the other one I wanted to look at. Can you pull that up, Brett? Because we talked about Palantir. Here it is here. I didn't mean to rhyme. At least some of the time. Okay, so $29. Good for 15% today. Walk me through that. You were long. Where did you exit?
I went in at 25 and I exited a little bit pre-market and during the day. And I think I exited maybe too low, maybe 27 and a half, 27 and some change.
Nothing wrong with that.
I saw that Cathie Wood had bought a big stake. I don't know how much she bought, but she did take it.
Yeah, I remember I texted you that. Wall Street Bets was a lot of chatter on Wall Street Bets for this ticker as well. So yeah, it was pretty good volume today. So you're out of that. She bought 6.8 million shares in the last week for her ARK Fund. So there's that. What did I buy today? I'll tell you what I bought. I'll pull it up. I bought AREC, American Resources Corp. Biden came out and talked about having a review of our rare earth minerals and our commodities. And I bought this stock right here at $6.48 average. And I'm going to hold on to this one for a little while. This is a company that does a lot of stuff with clean coal. They do a lot of stuff for mineralization, processing rare earth minerals. So I bought a piece of this today. We're going to hold on to it. I also, go ahead.
I'm still long that GM you gave me.
That one's a dud. Yeah, where is that? That one's
it's kind of duddy.
690 or something.
I did buy a little bit of that Chinese Bitcoin miner XNET. Full disclosure, as everyone knows, I went long the TRXC yesterday. I had about 30,000 shares, and I made about $25,000 today on that trade. And I did exit the TRXC for a trade from yesterday. It's a little bit of range bound. That's a stock I've been trading. I am long. I was long QS. I sold QS. I traded Tilray a little bit today, but these are just trades. I already said that I exited Riot. Obviously, I can't talk about the company that I'm executive chairman of.
Right.
And I thought all in all, it was a decent day. Strange times. The liquidity of watching it's like a trading army. It's like an army of traders in retail connected to their phones. They're digital traders that can move markets and trade like crazy and scalp like mad.
Yeah.
I have not seen the kind of trading that I see. Really, I even think that this trading is different than the internet days.
Yeah.
Because back in the internet days, you couldn't just go to your phone and trade like they're trading today. This is massive amounts of capital that it's just, listen, I don't want to be an historian to you guys, those people who are watching this. And people forget what happened in the past. And maybe it is different in terms of liquidity, but the amount of power that the Reddit/retail community has is unprecedented. It's something I have never seen in my life. And the amount of things that are going on that are unusual and empowering. Small cap is bullish beyond recognition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless with the liquidity that's out there.
It's like a real-time fusion of social media and digital warriors that are just keyboard warriors, just pop. I'm looking at the tape. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like 25 shares, 17 shares, 8 shares. I'm like, what in the world's going on pre-market? Then they're just like painting the tape, like selling one share into the bid.
It is a convergence of digital and finance of biblical proportions.
Yeah.
I watched some of the hearings yesterday, and with all due respect, and I mean the most respect to people who are in Congress, oh my God, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have a clue. I watched a guy berate Ken Griffin from Citadel and try to force him to answer a question. He doesn't understand the markets. This is an example of digital transformation getting away from the lawmakers. They don't have an idea the power of the Reddit trade. They do not understand the unification of this device. They don't get it. This device right here is changing the way we do everything. I was transfixed to it today. I was with my wife trading I don't want to exaggerate. I think it was maybe several $1 million, but let's say it was only $1 million today. In the power of my hand, I was trading and making money. I'm on the East Coast, so Interactive Brokers is ready to go at 4 in the morning. I had probably traded 4 times before the market opened. It is a monumental, I belabor this and just stay with it, lament all over it's just use all the big words I can remember. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm buying so I like these overnight holds and then sell like first thing when Webull opens or when I Interactive Broker. So I held NAK overnight. I had a good entry on it, and I only made 5 cents a share on it, but there was really no risk. It just gapped up a little bit, and I just took profits on it, and I was able to get a decent sized position, and it was gone in and out of my life in less than 10 hours. It was gone.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And I want to do a shout out to Cathie Wood. Is it Catherine or Catherine Wood? Is it Josh? Is it Catherine Wood?
It's Cathie.
Yeah.
Cathie Wood.
Yep.
Who runs ARK. She passed the $50 billion mark under management. My wife said to me, wow, she's a female. I said, yes, honey. And she is one of the most successful investors in America.
Unbelievable.
She's well respected. She is a rock star for disclosure. And I obviously can't endorse any funds, and I suggest you do your homework and read any prospectus you put money with. But to watch her transform and make transformative investments, to watch her yesterday on CBC talk about Zoom and Teladoc and how logical she is in her decision making. And everybody, when we talk about risk on, she has risk parameters to her portfolio. She's not more than 10% apparently in any position.
Yeah, Brett, can you pull up ARK for me, please? I got it up here on the screen.
She is beyond a portfolio manager. She is a new breed.
Look at that.
A digital transformation investor who understands disclosure, the power of disclosure. She posts the trades that they do.
Yep.
I am, for personal reasons, I am blown away by the status of the market. Things that are going on right now, the amount of funding and the ability to grow in the small cap universe is just remarkable. I've not seen it in my entire, I don't know that I've seen it in 20 plus years, where small cap companies are being financed in a way that allows them to grow to mid cap companies. It's remarkable. Jason, anything you want to cover on the stock side? I know I've been bantering around about this.
Yeah, I was just looking at the her ARK fund from March of 2020. It was $34 a share. Now we're sitting at $153 basically. That's a pretty good return on your investment.
I'm a little concerned, obviously, because people are going to pile into her funds. But she is a good risk manager, and she is identifying, massive changing opportunities in the marketplace.
Yep.
And it's fascinating to listen to her. I suggest everyone watch her interview on CBC yesterday. I follow her and listen to her. For those people who are new to trading, listen to the smart people talk about trading, not the people who bloviate about, oh, the market could do this or that, but the actual people that are actually putting money on a risk-on trade, right? And she defines risk-on in a way where she puts herself out there and says, here's our thesis and here's why. And like unusual to money managers, she has rules and responsibilities that she holds to her funds. So sometimes she has to be a seller because her, like something like Tesla, went over the 10% mark in her portfolio.
Right.
So sometimes, unfortunately, she has to sell into strength. And when things dip, she buys into liquidity. So
her transparency is the best thing. It's amazing.
Yeah, she is truly amazing. And I'm going to do everything I can possible to get her on my podcast.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be.
It sure.
We can learn so much. I mean, I could learn so much from her. So yeah, that'd be really good.
Jason, what stocks are you looking at for the weekend? What are we looking at for next week? What are you thinking? What's on the horizon?
Well, I was looking at AG Mortgage, MITT. I'm just going to pull that up real quick because I've got a couple.
Jason, as Brett pulls up MITT, why don't we talk about your thesis about what happened to these mortgage companies? Because I saw the one of them you recommended today. They just did a capital raise, and I know these guys have been smoked, beaten up.
Yeah.
What's your thesis around why to buy these guys?
Well, I got the 1 year pulled up on the AG Mortgage. They just actually they crushed earnings. Ticker MITT, 22 cents per share versus 4 cent expected, 450% beat. Revenue came in at 24.45 million versus an estimated 12.44 million. They pay a 3% dividend yield, which most of these REITs have kept their dividends, at least a portion of them, even though they had to sell off some of their assets because of the recent COVID situation with, the rental and the mortgage forbearances, stuff like that. That's really impacted these companies. But if you look at, like, for example, AG Mortgage here, I mean, last year it was $15.83, right when we started having to wear those face diapers, when the mask mandate and everything was shut down. And, obviously look what's happened. You could clearly see the chart. I mean, it charts it perfectly with government regulations due to COVID. So I just think it's almost time where I think we're getting in early enough where we're forward looking, obviously, but with the economy and with the vaccines coming on board, it's enabling some openings. I know, like, Todd, you're in New York. You have boots on the ground. Like, it's still pretty closed there, though, isn't it?
Oh, my God. New York is not the same. The taxis are not the same. Hold on a sec. Christy, the last time you were here versus now? What's it like for you?
A lot of empty stores and businesses. It's sad to see so many empty stores and businesses.
Did everyone hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of empty stores, and she reiterated it was sad to see these businesses that are just closed, and the place to some extent. Now, I did go to Nobu 2 nights ago, and inside Nobu was packed. So there are sporadic little signs that things are recovering. But I do want to talk about GE when you get a chance, because remember, everybody, what does GE make that's important? GE services engines, and they have contracts to service engines and make engines for the airline industry. And for full disclosure, I am long in my portfolio GE, the portfolio I manage for the company, and I am long Boeing. And I've been long Boeing for a couple months, and I'm going to hold Boeing for the next year. That's the plan. Obviously, subject to change. I could change my mind at any time. And I'm long GE, so I think there's going to be a recovery in aircraft engines. Anyways, I am mesmerized, to continue to be mesmerized where we are when I'm in New York City and can't get a cab, and there's not many cars. And one thing I noticed is the breakfast places that are normally packed, you could walk into.
Yeah.
That part's sad.
You know, it's kind of like that. I was on the Strip last night. It was Thursday night, so some of the folks start coming in on Thursday nights. But with the travel restrictions and people a little bit leery to fly, you're still getting some driving traffic from California and the surrounding states. But like, it was pretty dead on the Strip, so we kind of got that type of situation here as well. When I look across the street where I live, I can gauge how many windows are illuminated at the large casino hotels. And maybe I'll show that, because on Monday through Wednesday, it's like a ghost town. But as Thursday and the weekend ramps up, you're seeing the occupancy rates go up pretty high. The Super Bowl, all the hotels were well packed. So I just wish we could get back to normal, if you want to, whatever you define normal as, because it's been really disheartening for a lot of people. And I really just want to get people back to work and, entertainment and just having a good time. Todd, one of the shows is opening tonight at Luxor. It's called Fantasy. I was playing blackjack next to one of the girls who is actually one of the leads in the show, and it's opening again tonight. Shout out to her. So it's kind of good to see some shows return here in Vegas.
Nice. You talked about what's going on in housing. Why don't we cover some of those topics we talked about earlier?
So yeah, the housing ties into the REITs, obviously. I do have some data here for existing home sales. Actually, they're the highest now since 2005. They're up 24% from a year ago. Supply is at a record low. There's the data I saw shows 1.04 million existing home sales for sale in the United States. That's down 26% year over year. Also, with the interest rates being so low, it appears that home builders are taking advantage of that in their margins, because median home prices, with the supply being so low, the median home price for existing homes is now $303,900. That's 14% higher than January of 2020. So that's what I've got for you on that.
Wow. Well, if you were to summarize the week here, what would be, I know what I would say. I'm going to look at the last 5 days and say, I think a week ago, Riot was 45. It hit 80 or 79 intraday. Overnight, I think it was 81, 82.
Mara.
It only pulled back about $8 off its high. I think you can't deny that the topic of the week, and maybe the topic of the month, is what's happening in crypto, what's happening in Bitcoin
mining, and also the ability to actually procure the miners. All these companies that are going to be capital raising, and they're going to need more miners. Will they be able to get them from a Bitmain or from an InnoSilicon, stuff like that? So keep an eye on that. Let's see if there's PRs from like Riot saying that they've procured another 5,000 Bitmain miners and stuff like that. So
okay, yeah, you're right. I don't have anything to do with that. You're right. I'm a smart ass. the idea that crypto hasn't slowed down much. What do you make of what range it should be in for a while, or in your opinion, is it going straight to 100,000 and it doesn't matter?
I mean, is it going to Mars? Like Elon? I don't understand. Like, all these big corporations are looking for spots to enter. You know, they're getting FOMO. But I mean, will there be an opportunity for big players, whales like yourself, to short, to pile?
You mean whales like my physical existence, or you mean whales like the cash?
No, the pocketbook, the purse strings.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, will we see I hate to say this word because it was talked about all day yesterday. Will we see some manipulation? And will we see the price go down? And will we see corporations take advantage of it? You know, Apple more, Citibank, JP Morgan. I saw BlackRock. They're starting to nibble. I mean, BlackRock has like $8 trillion in assets they manage. I mean, I just want to see what happens. Will they pay up? That's the question. Or are they paying up?
That is the question, because Bitcoin, it continues to elude them and gets away from them, right, a little bit?
Right. That's the thing. It's like, I guess like the frog in the boiling pan, you don't really notice it like until it's too late. The water's just getting warmer and warmer. I mean, Bitcoin's like getting higher and higher, and like they're just going to totally like miss it. Well, it's going to rip to 100K and they'll be gone. Like it'll be gone.
Right. Hey, what's the time frame look like so we can continue on our topics here?
We've actually got about 11 minutes left. I didn't touch on the mortgage REIT thesis. We got to the housing information, but
let's get on that mortgage REIT thesis and understand why and what those yields look like.
Okay.
Pull up all three charts of stocks you're looking at there.
Okay, let's look at the first one is IVR. This is one that I'm very bullish on. Okay. So IVR now.
Can you give me the symbol again?
Yeah, it's Invesco Mortgage, ticker IV as in Victor R.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's look at the 1 year. They are actually they paid a 8-cent dividend last quarter, so it is a divvy REIT.
And I saw that they did an offering on the 2nd. They sold 24 million shares at 383.
Right.
So actually below the offering price, but they got some new cash in the bank.
That's why I really like this ticker. This is my number one mortgage REIT ticker that I'm just studying, looking at. I'm not recommending it, but this is what I'm looking at. They have earnings report on Monday, okay? And AG Mortgage MITT ticker came out, and they just destroyed it today. So, I mean, obviously you can't compare the two. They're obviously separate entities, but based on the situation right now and how depressed the stock price is, and that they are still adding value with their dividend quarterly, and that they did just raise capital, and that a lot of the areas in the country are reopening, I like the stock.
Got it. Great. What about the other REITs you're looking at?
The other one is TWO. Let's look at that. Let's take a look at that one. That's Two Harbors Investment Corp.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really like about this one, as you can see on the 1 year, it's actually, you see how it's recovering a little bit?
Right.
But what's great about this, you talked about like Cathie, or like people that are investing real money and they're not just touting stocks or just bloviating like you said. Well, President William Greenberg of TWO, he just added 23% to his existing position. He just bought $230,000 worth of stock at $6.58, approximately 35K more shares. So I do like when insiders buy like that. So I kind of really, they also have a divvy as well. So these are my two favorite mortgage REIT tickers. They're depressed, they're beat down. You've got a lot of upside here. And I just think that you should take a look at them if you're just doing some studying and research.
Got it. There's a third one, right?
The other one was just AG Mortgage that we talked about today. They had earnings. We kind of missed the run-up on that. I'm trying to get maximum value. Yeah, if we look at MITT, what I know when people are like talking about stocks, I mean, it went up 18% today. And let's look at the 1 year. All the 1 year charts on these REITs are the same. There it is again, flat line during COVID. A little curl at the end there. So yeah, those are the three ideas that I have for you to buy stuff down in the dumps, undervalued, and with maximum upside. As long as we can get the vaccines rolled out, as long as people can, withstand the economy opening up, we've got a good shot here.
Notwithstanding my 13Ds, which I won't comment on whether I'm buying or selling, I will only comment on my 13Ds when I file a report. I did file a report today after the close on MOSY. I did have a very large position in MOSY and continue to maintain a large position. Couldn't tell you how disappointed I am with the management team there. But that's a different story. Incredibly disappointed, by the way, that they handled the conversation with me and how they did a secondary and didn't even make a phone call to me. So
yeah, I saw that. It bounced back pretty good, though.
What'd you say?
I said it did bounce back pretty good after I did see that.
It did, but it was down today, and I have been a little bit of a seller, and I'm only disclosing that because I put that in my 13D after the close today. All the other 13D filings I have, I do not comment on them unless I file a report. Stepping aside from that, I don't have the kind of capital to file a 13D on GE, but I did get long GE, and that is my risk on trade for the next quarter. I think GE is going to stabilize here. The CEO is really focused on turning that company around, and I think as things open up, GE Aviation, things like that turn around for GE, and it becomes a more important play. Now, you don't need a lot of move in GE at $12 on a breakout. Could this be a $15 stock? That's a big move for me. So
yeah,
for a lot of people trade microcap, that's a day's trade. So I want to be clear with people. I'm not recommending GE, but I happen to be long it. And I think it's a decent play to $15 or higher. And I'll reevaluate every week, but I think it looks great. What about you, Jason? Anything you want beside those mortgage REITs you want to put on?
The only other one I'm looking at is, well, obviously, I trade gold and minerals like crazy. AUMN. I've got it up here, Brett. We've got the, I'm waiting for this. Well, the 1 year, it's up 175%. They have mines online now. I'm looking to get back in the high 70s. Closed at 83 cents today. Just looked at they're due for another pour for the Durango mine, and they have about 7 million cash on hand. So let's see what happens. It's a junior miner. I'd like to just swing trade this if I can get back in at 79. Have some a little bit of pressure to run up on silver, the spot silver price. Obviously, you can't really buy silver bullion right now. That's an entirely different topic, but yeah, I'm looking at gold and minerals, AUMN.
One thing I was happy about today, I did not disclose yet, is that I did sell the EH at $66. Wow, I didn't realize it closed at 60 into the close. That is a very volatile stock. That is a Chinese drone manufacturer that's down from $100+ a share. Wow, I guess I got pretty lucky today in selling that. It didn't recover much after the sell-off, and so I put on a little bit. One of the things that I like to do a little different than probably some people is I like to, if I want to trade a name and remember it, I'll sometimes buy a small position. I'll put back on something. Let's say I want to own 100,000 shares, 50,000 shares. I'll buy 100 shares, put it in my portfolio so I keep an eye on it. Probably a stupid way to do it, but it's always worked for me and allows me to add positions. Great week in New York. I was talking about GE. Obviously, do your own homework, but I believe GE because of GE Aviation and the reopening of the economy. The GE's a play. It's breaking out here at $12. I'm long GE. For full disclosure, please do your own homework. I'm not recommending it. I'm just passing on the information that I'm doing on a risk-on basis. I see it as a multi-month trade, and I'm long GE. Jason, as we wrap up here the last 4 minutes, what do you want to cover?
Well, I don't have a whole lot of time left to cover some of. I wanted to cover the CCIV ticker, Lucid Motors SPAC, $2 billion cash. That is a special purpose acquisition vehicle for those of you that don't know what a SPAC is. So apparently Reddit Wall Street Bets has taken a liking to this ticker, CCIV. I just wanted to put that on the watch list. And then the only other ticker I really wanted to talk about today that we missed was a risk on trade of the day. I don't even know how we because of crypto, we missed it. WATT, Watt. Brett, can you just take a look at this real quick? We missed this one. It was almost 100% runner today. And the rumor was Watt was, they do wireless charging and semiconductor chips. And Apple, the rumor is Apple was working on a deal with them for wireless charging on magnetic battery packs. So that was one that I just wanted to cover.
Wow. That thing's been trading like crazy, man.
Yeah.
How did we miss that?
Yeah, we missed it.
It's up a whole lot, man.
Year to date, it's up 280%.
Really?
Yeah. It's up $5.30 a share year to date. So I got to go back to the lab over the weekend and find us some other value plays. Although the mortgage REITs, they will be probably a slower burn, something that you can hold. But
sure.
Let's try to find a couple of I'll try to find a couple of small cap monsters over the weekend.
I'm going to summarize the week and say Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin.
Can't go wrong there.
What do you think? Is that the summary?
Let me get a little hint of Ethereum, if you don't mind.
Bitcoin with a hint of Ethereum. One's a store of value and one is the backbone of blockchain. I think you can own both. Obviously, the older that I get, the more I think that there's probably going to be a correction in Bitcoin. But I think that's going to be met with buying. This is a secular bull market in Bitcoin. The thesis around Venezuela and other countries buying it, this is an engine that I don't know how is going to get stopped unless some politician gets in the way. I don't know how that's going to happen either.
They can't. They can't. China tried and they didn't succeed. So
unless they make it illegal in the U.S. to own Bitcoin, they sure would piss off a lot of people, wouldn't they?
Pitchforks and torches, in my opinion.
Oh, well, I don't know what that means, but let's not bring up any kind of negative talk about that kind of stuff. It's a interesting week, Jason. A little bit of wall here. It's snowing in New York. Good topics today. It was a risk-on week for sure. I think it was a very profitable week.
Yeah.
There's a couple of my 13D names that are moving. I'm pretty happy with that. Some that aren't going perfectly, but that none of this is ever perfect. That is the risk-on part of it. Jason, anything before I sign off?
That's really about all. I'm gonna play a little poker tournament Sunday. 525 buy-in on WSOP.com. That's playing a Hollywood circuit event.
But you got to be in Nevada and Florida, right, to be on that?
Nevada and New Jersey. You're all set if you're in those two states.
Jason, is there any way you can record that or not?
I can definitely record it. We can do a live stream. If I make a run in that tournament, I will record it, and we can cover some
If you
of the
could
highlights.
record a little bit of it, and then we can have Brett edit in your favorite hand, one of the favorite ones you saw or something, that'd be nice. You don't have to go out of your way, but
Yeah.
if you think about it, obviously pop something up on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The amazing liquidity run continues. Janet Yellen is talking about more liquidity.
3 trillion.
More. Excuse me?
3 trillion more is what Biden was saying. Another stimulus. I mean,
What?
I don't even know what to think.
It is a weird market. In the coming weeks ahead, I'll be talking about real estate. I think there's going to be some incredible buys. Some commercial real estate's getting smoked. And there probably is some worries out there in the commercial land. Obviously, the malls are getting smoked. Some of those guys are just toast. I think there's some great opportunities in multifamily housing. I don't think that's going away for a long time. I absolutely, as people who know me know, I love real estate done right. It's February 19th. Been a really interesting week. Jason, good luck in that poker tournament.
And good luck on your travels back home. Get back home safely. And
I'll try to do that. Hey, it's Risk On for Jason Bartholomew and Todd Ault. Thanks for tuning in this week. This is the 14th episode of what may be the greatest show on risk ever, although it may not be. We need to put in some phone calls. We need to make it live eventually. We're going to make it live. We're going to do this live someday.
yes.
For Josh, and Skyla, and Brett, it's February 19th. We'll see you later. See you Monday.